Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wealth Journey. Today we're diving deep into a topic that's absolutely essential for achieving financial freedom: budgeting. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Budgeting? That sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry, right? But trust me on this one. Budgeting isn't about restricting yourself or living like a monk. It's about understanding where your money is going and making sure it's aligned with your financial goals. Think of it like this. If you were building a house, you wouldn't just start throwing bricks together without a plan, would you? That's a recipe for disaster. The same goes for your finances. Without a budget, you're essentially flying blind, hoping for the best but not really in control. Do you want to save more, pay off debt faster, and still enjoy life without constantly stressing about money? This guide is for you. We're going to break down the entire budgeting process into 5 simple steps that anyone can follow. So, grab a notebook, your favorite beverage, and let's get started. Alright, let's kick things off by tackling the first and arguably most important step in the budgeting process: understanding your income. You can't create a realistic budget if you don't know how much money you're actually working with each month, right? Now, when I say income, I'm not just talking about your regular paycheck. We're talking about all sources of income: your salary, any side hustles you've got going on, investment dividends, rental income, literally anything and everything that puts money in your pocket. The key here is to calculate your total monthly income after taxes. This is your net income, and it represents the actual amount of money you have available to spend, save, and invest each month. Don't get caught up in the gross income figure, which is your income before taxes. Remember, Uncle Sam always takes his cut. Now, for those of you with irregular income, like freelancers or business owners, this step might seem a bit trickier. But don't worry, I've got you covered. One effective strategy is to calculate your average monthly income over the past 3 to 6 months. This will give you a good baseline to work with. Another option is to base your budget on your lowest earning month. This conservative approach ensures you'll always have enough to cover your expenses, even during slower months. Once you have a clear picture of your total monthly income, it's time to visualize it. This is where things get interesting. You can use a simple spreadsheet, a budgeting app, or even just a pen and paper. Create a pie chart or a bar graph that shows your different income streams and their respective percentages. This visual representation will help you understand where your money is coming from and how much each source contributes to your overall income. Understanding your income is like laying the foundation for a solid financial future. It's the crucial first step that will empower you to make informed decisions about your money and build a budget that actually works for you. Now that you have a firm grasp on your income, it's time to face the music tracking your expenses. This is where many people get tripped up, but it's absolutely crucial if you want to gain control of your finances. The goal here is to understand exactly where your hard-earned money is going each month. And I mean every single dollar. Start by gathering all your financial statements, bank statements, credit card bills, receipts, everything. Now, I know this might seem tedious, but trust me, it's worth it. Once you have everything in one place, it's time to categorize your expenses. We'll break them down into 2 main categories: fixed expenses and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are those that stay relatively consistent from month to month, like your rent or mortgage payment, car payment, insurance premiums, and any subscriptions you have. Variable expenses, on the other hand, are those that fluctuate, like groceries, dining out, entertainment, and shopping. Now there are tons of tools available to help you track your expenses. You can go old school with a spreadsheet, or you can leverage technology and use budgeting apps like Mint, YNAB, you need a budget, or Personal Capital. These apps connect directly to your bank accounts and credit cards, automatically categorizing your transactions and providing you with real-time insights into your spending habits. As you track your expenses, you'll start to notice patterns and identify areas where you might be overspending. This is valuable information that will help you make informed decisions about your budget and identify potential areas for savings. Alright, now that you have a clear picture of your income and expenses, it's time to dive into the heart of budgeting. Creating your budget categories. This is where you'll allocate your money to different areas of your life, ensuring that every dollar has a purpose. Think of your budget categories like buckets. Each bucket represents a specific spending category, and your goal is to fill each bucket with the appropriate amount of money each month. Let's start with the essential categories that should be included in every budget. Housing, transportation, food, utilities, debt payments, savings, and a little something for fun money. Housing is typically your largest expense, so it deserves its own bucket. This includes your rent or mortgage payment, property taxes, insurance, and any maintenance costs. Next up, we have transportation. This bucket covers everything related to getting you from point A to point B, including your car payment, gas, insurance, public transportation, and even those occasional Uber rides. Food is another big one, and it's important to differentiate between groceries, which are essential, and dining out, which falls under discretionary spending. Utilities include your electricity, gas, water, internet, and phone bills. Debt payments encompass any loans or credit card debt you're working to pay off. Savings is crucial for your financial future, so make sure to allocate a portion of your income to this bucket each month. And finally, don't forget to budget for some fun. This category covers entertainment, hobbies, and anything else that brings you joy. Now, a popular budgeting method that I recommend, especially for beginners, is the 50-30-20 rule. This rule suggests allocating 50% of your after-tax income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. Needs are your essential expenses like housing, food, and transportation. Wants are your discretionary expenses like dining out, entertainment, and shopping. And savings and debt repayment include contributions to your emergency fund, retirement accounts, and any extra payments you're making on debt. Alright, it's time to put everything together and create your personalized budget plan. This is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to budgeting. The key is to create a plan that aligns with your specific financial goals, income, and spending habits. Start by plugging in your income and expenses into your chosen budgeting tool. Whether you're using a spreadsheet, a budgeting app, or good old-fashioned pen and paper, make sure you have a clear and organized way to track your cash flow. Next, allocate your income to your budget categories, following the percentages you've determined based on your chosen budgeting method. If you're using the 50-30-20 rule, for example, ensure that 50% of your income is allocated to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. As you allocate your income, be realistic about your spending habits. If you know you tend to overspend on dining out, for example, adjust your budget accordingly. The goal is to create a budget that you can actually stick to, not one that's overly restrictive and sets you up for failure. Once you've allocated your income, review your budget carefully and make any necessary adjustments. If you find that you're overspending in certain categories, look for ways to cut back. Can you reduce your grocery bill by meal prepping or taking advantage of sales? Can you find a more affordable cell phone plan? Every little bit helps. Remember, your budget is a living document. It's not set in stone. As your income, expenses, or financial goals change, so too should your budget. Review it regularly, at least monthly, and make adjustments as needed. Congratulations! You've created a solid budget that aligns with your financial goals. Now comes the real challenge, sticking to it. But don't worry, I've got your back with some actionable tips to help you stay on track and achieve financial success. One of the most effective ways to stick to your budget is to track your spending regularly. This means checking in on your budget at least weekly, if not daily, to see where your money is going and identify any potential overspending. Another helpful tip is to use cash envelopes for categories where you tend to overspend. This old-school budgeting method involves withdrawing cash for specific categories like groceries or entertainment, and once the cash is gone, it's gone. This can be a great way to curb impulse purchases and stay within your budget. Set reminders or alerts to keep yourself accountable. Many budgeting apps allow you to set up notifications for things like bill payments, low balances, or when you're approaching your spending limit in a particular category. Review your budget regularly and make adjustments as needed. Life is full of surprises, and your budget should be flexible enough to accommodate unexpected expenses or changes in income. Celebrate your successes along the way. Budgeting isn't always easy, so it's important to acknowledge your progress and reward yourself for staying on track. Whether it's a small treat or a night out with friends, celebrating your wins can help you stay motivated and committed to your financial goals. Remember, budgeting is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs along the way, but the key is to stay consistent, stay disciplined, and never give up on your financial dreams. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide to budgeting for beginners. We covered a lot of ground today, from understanding your income and expenses to creating a realistic budget plan and sticking to it like a pro. Remember, budgeting isn't about depriving yourself, it's about empowering yourself to make informed financial decisions that align with your goals. By taking control of your finances, you're taking control of your future. You'll be able to save more, pay off debt faster, and achieve your financial dreams sooner than you ever thought possible. So, what are you waiting for? Start your wealth journey today. If you found this guide helpful, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to budget. Until next time, keep crushing it.